Hi friends, this is MD Vegan. I make a spinach salad with a sesame dressing. And I make the dressing right away here. It's not a pre-made dressing this time, it's a dressing I make right here. And first I show you my main ingredient, that's the spinach. I have baby spinach. I found it in my health food shop, a bag, and yeah, I said, wow, I want to have a spinach salad. Maybe I make a smoothie with it. Today I make a spinach salad, that's it. So that's a nice amount for one salad. And these baby spinach leaves, they are really nice and tender. They have a wonderful flavor. They're very wonderful for salad. And the baby spinach is even less high in this oxalic acid. The oxalic acid, that is something that is not so good in spinach. I mean, if you're a vegan, have a healthy diet, you don't care about spinach so much because it won't happen anything to you. What happens if you are not in a healthy diet and you eat spinach too much, you can end up with the problems in kidney stones and gallbladder stones and these kind of things, because that's what the oxalic acid does. It lumps into little crystal stones that can be in your inner organs, and that cause pain. It's not very good. So you want to avoid that. And spinach is the one vegetable that is super high, beating everything else by really huge amounts with oxalic acid. And that is, what it does is not only building these kidney stones, these stones in the gallbladder and so, that is the oxalic acid by itself that lumps together in insoluble salts. Also does is it takes away from the minerals you can absorb, especially iron and calcium. So there are two things we have to think about when we eat spinach. So that in the first place is you are safe if you eat spinach only once or twice a week. Then no problem. So you cannot eat a spinach smoothie, for example, every day. Then you can run into problems. But otherwise, spinach is super healthy. It's a green vegetable, green leafy, dark leafy green, and that are the healthiest foods we have. So the raw spinach, especially, when you cook it, you can of course leach out the oxalic acid. But when you eat it raw, the easiest way, what I show you now, you can eat it in moderation. First, to avoid the kidney stones or the gallbladder stones. And second, you pair with other ingredients that are rich in minerals like iron and calcium. Because only the calcium and iron from the spinach cannot be absorbed if you eat spinach. And when you add to the same meal other calcium sources like sesame seeds, for example, here, sesame seed is super rich in calcium and iron, and so that is easy to absorb. So calcium, tahini, sesame seeds, are a perfect combination when you eat spinach. And for a smoothie, you can add sesame seed, or in a salad, you make a sesame seed dressing, like tahini dressing, and then you're good. So that is just a short explanation, a little bit about spinach. So it's super healthy, but don't do it too much. Once a week or twice a week, it's wonderful. And we should have a great variety of food. We should not always eat the same, especially in our times. It's good when we have reduced offer. The original indigenous people, they would eat 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 different plants a year. And we, in the supermarket, we maybe eat 50 or so. That is a big difference. So if we add some variety, it's always better for us. So that's the story. Now, I will make that was the first big explanation about this food, to know a little bit of backgrounds. And now I make the sesame seed dressing. That's the main theme today. Sesame seed dressing, or tahini dressing, can be made in many ways. I have also made some. Today I talk about, or I use this special sesame flavor. Here is maybe 3 or so, 4, 5 tablespoons of sesame seeds, a little bit more. It's maybe more than for one salad. I will make a little bit more than I need, perhaps, because I can store it away and use it in the next salad too. I don't make a really huge amount of dressing today because I'm going to try this one. I made it the first time, so I don't know if it will be a super dressing or if it would be okay. And the next time I might make the same dressing in a large amount for a pre-made dressing, but this time I will only do a little bit and maybe a little bit more than I need. I can always play with it later. So I put now the sesame seed in the blender, and I know it will take some more blending time because sesame seed is very hard. And I add to the sesame seed, because of its little bit of bitter flavor it can have. It's super rich in minerals, but as opposed to cashew nuts, for example, they are sweet. This can become a little bit bitter. So to balance this special flavor of sesame seed, the earth flavor, I add a lime today. It's a small lime. You could also add lemon if you like. Some people don't have lemon at home, a lime at home, so you take lemon. I decided to take a lime because sesame seed has a little bit of stronger flavor as the lime has, as compared to the lemon. It's a little stronger. So I take a lime to make it a little bit more fitting, balancing these strong sesame tones. And here is my story about the flavor of sesame seed. I have the dates, to balance the bitter flavor of the sesame seed. I have 3 small dates here, medium dates, and I have salt and chili pepper. That is what I use usually in a dressing. I have something to make it salty and something to make it a little bit hot. Pepper can it be, but this time it's chili pepper. Chili pepper here, a small amount, and a small teaspoon of Himalayan salt. So this is classic. And then I have some specific for the sesame seed, and that is once is here, that is an onion powder and paprika. So onion powder and paprika is especially for these savory seeds like sesame seed or sunflower seed. They can be very nice together with these seeds. So I use that today and try. I had to make another dressing. Recently I made another dressing with sunflower seed. I use black pepper and no dates. For the sesame seeds, they are stronger than sunflower, even harder, I would say. I add some gentle here to make it gentle, the dates, and the chili pepper instead of the black pepper, as compared with sunflower seeds. But sunflower seeds are also seeds, sesame seeds, sunflower seeds. Seeds have less fat and more minerals. And nuts, they have more they have more. The seeds have more protein than the nuts. The nuts have more fat. So there's a difference between seeds and nuts if you make dressings. And the protein comes to bear in the flavor. The seeds have a stronger flavor because of the protein, I guess it is, and other minerals. Whereas nuts, they taste more gentle oftentimes, sweeter like the cashews and so on. But to balance this stronger flavor, I use the special ingredients here, like the paprika and the onion powder, and also the lime instead of the lemon. So, and the date. So I will now use water to make it a dressing, and I'll use a little bit more. Begin with a cup or so. I will see how much I need. I don't hope it's too much. Because this is a big blender, so I cannot do just a small amount. For these blenders need a little bit more quantity. That's also why I take a little bit more dressing. Let's see. Now blender dance. That was the first blending to break the ingredients down especially the dates and the sesame seeds. They are the ones that need more blending than the other ingredients. And so I stop now to check about the flavor, the texture, and so do I need to add something. And then I will do a second blending in a moment to break it completely down and make it creamy. But first I check now, and what I see I like. The texture is nice. It is a creamy texture. The fragrance is very nice. It's a gentle but still savory flavor. That is exactly what I was asking for. Yeah. I can also add ginger, for example. Would be a nice one to complete here this savory sesame flavor. But now I do it without. I begin an easier version. I don't add more. I could use maybe mustard seeds. There are many options to add to make this dressing nice. But I begin with a small number, just the paprika and the onion powder and the lime and the dates. Let's see, it is complex enough. So it's seven ingredients. Yeah. For that is already a complex flavor. I want to keep it simple, and the paprika and the onion powder, I think that is needed, and the dates. So the texture is nice. That was as to my concern. Do I have enough quantity in the blender? That looks good. Now the most important thing, the flavor. Let's see. Wow, very nice. Oh yeah. Oh, wonderful, wonderful flavor. Well, it's about the sweetness with the dates. You could take less, or that's up to you. I have 3 small dates now. You could also take maybe 2 if you like, but it's okay with 3. So I will let it sit for a moment now. That's good. I don't need maybe I could add a little bit more salt. Let's see. I will see. I will first now combine my salad ingredients so that you can see what I have here. Beginning with these baby spinach leaves. Yeah, I have washed them and then drained them in a salad spinner. So I have these clean dry leaves, and the spinach, the baby spinach, is the easiest spinach to use in a salad because they have these tender leaves and you have it ready to use. They sell it usually with these leaves, and you don't need anything to do with it. So that's so nice about these baby spinach leaves. And they have a very tender flavor. The larger the spinach gets, the more flavor it gets. Also can be a little bit harder, and so on. So that is the spinach. Then I add a tomato here and some red onion, half a red onion chopped into small pieces, and 2 small tomatoes here in slices, in wedges. Yeah, and these are delicious tomatoes. I found them happily, and the onions are wonderful together with the tomatoes. Also with the spinach, both spinach and tomatoes are nice pairing. So that's a very no-brainer. I can always make a spinach salad with tomatoes and onions. That is the classic, the standard, and that's how I like to make my salads. I have these easy classic standards and always change the dressing. Isn't that beautiful? You can see the red and the dark green. That's a perfect match in the color, and the small dots from these onions. That's very nice to watch. And so this is 3 main parts. So that's 3 main ingredients in the main part. And I will add the dressing, the second part, and the third part. I have some pine nuts. Yeah, and these I guess is a similar kind of the pine nuts. They are cedric nuts. Cedric nuts are a little bit more inexpensive. They have a little different flavor, but pretty much the same. You can buy both. The pine nuts are a little bit more expensive. The cedric nuts, they are almost the same. They're super delicious. They're soft and fatty, and they add a nice flavor. And they are for these kind of salads, yeah, with the spinach. They are wonderful. So that is a nice topping. I take most of it, and the rest I leave for decoration. Now this is what I have. Now I'll get back to my dressing and have a look before I pour it, before I toss it. But that one more. First, I will blend it one more time now, and then I will taste it again one last time. If you don't have sesame seeds and you happen to have just tahini in a glass or so, you can take that too. That's even easier. Then you don't need to blend it that long. So tahini is just ground sesame seeds. Sometimes they roast the sesame seed. Sometimes they add a little bit of salt. It doesn't really matter. But with tahini, whatever you have, you don't need to blend that long. So that is much easier to make a tahini dressing than a sesame seed dressing, but it is basically the same. So either way, you can do it either way. You just adjust a little bit with the salt and the other spices, the quantities. Yeah, that's easy. Let's taste it. Looks nice. Yeah, creamy, nice texture, creaminess. That's perfect for the salad. Let's taste it again. Oh yeah, it's very nice. The spinach also had this sweet tone as the tomato, as the onion. They all have a sweetness. And that is nicely balanced also here in the dressing with the lime. It balances the sweetness from the dates. But there you can play a little bit, more or less dates to your liking. Yeah. So let's see. But otherwise it's a very nice flavor. This is the hot chili is nice, and that is a nice thing. And the onion powder, here the qualities of the sesame seeds, they are nicely met here. I have everything I need here. I don't need, there's a nice amount of dressing too, I see here. I use everything I have here, that's good. So I was not so bad. The amounts. Let me quickly toss it, and then I will try one more time. You only know if a salad is good with a dressing if you taste it. You never know it ahead of time if you make it the first time. Because always, the ingredients, they can always be a little bit different. And the dressing, they taste different on the salad than when you taste it in with the dressing without the salad. And there's always a significant difference, or oftentimes, so you never know. So that's why I toss now everything, and now I taste it. Sell it together with the dressing, and then I know if it works. Give me a little bit of everything. Some tomatoes, some leaf, some onion. Let's see. Oh, wonderful. Oh, very nice. Love it. Oh, awesome. Yeah, spinach salad, so nice with tomatoes and a little bit of onion. It's such a nice round flavor. Wonderful. So spinach, highly recommended. Even with the oxalic, I just don't take it so often, yeah, but it is wonderful. I put it on a plate, on a bowl, serve it to myself, take a photo and be happy. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. If you like my videos, subscribe MD Vegan on YouTube, have another recipe every single day, and find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest and Twitter.